So today the big idea is solving equations. That's what we're talking about here. Who can tell me, kind of in words, how you'd solve this one? How you'd solve that, Julia?
Add 5 to each side.
Yep, that's what I do. You'd add 5 to both sides, right? Or you could just look at it, but that's basically the idea. So some of you guys know how to do these already. So you add 5 to both sides, that goes away. You don't have to, how about if we just talk about these in words first? We're not gonna, so you would get x equals 22. We're not gonna solve these ones, we're just gonna talk about it. Okay? How about this one? Who can tell me how you'd solve this one right there? Trey. Subtract 9 from both sides. Very good. Who can tell me how you'd solve this one? Go ahead. Sydney.
You would divide by 4.
Divide by 4. Very good. Okay. There's another one. Who can tell me how you'd solve this one? People have a little trouble with those ones. What do you think they're, Wolfie?
Would you multiply by 3?
Multiply by 3. That's what I would do. Yeah, very good. Okay. So we're not going to write down any rules yet. How about this one? Anyone know how to do that one? It's got a fraction there. All freaked out. What do you think, Will?
You divide 3/4 from each side.
Yeah, but what's an easier way than dividing 3/4? Anyone know?
Oh,
Yeah.
you flip it over and you multiply.
Multiply by the reciprocal, right? Because if I multiply this by 4/3, I would get, I have to multiply this by 4. We'll do something like that. Okay, so that's kind of the main idea there. So let's just see. Look at these great. So big ideas when solving equations. Use the properties of equality, which says we must add or subtract, multiply, and divide the same number on both sides of the equation. So like we did here, we added 5 to both sides. Okay. Our goal is to isolate the variable, get x by itself, and opposite operations undo. So, like here, this is x divided by 3. Well, if we go, let's multiply by both sides by 3. Here, you're dividing. Will said divide by 3/4. Dividing by 3/4 is the same as multiplying by 4/3, right? Copy, dot, flip. Okay, so that's just kind of how you solve equations. So now, I have examples. Simplify first by distributing or combining like terms. So we'll see some. That's why we did that stuff on combining like terms. Do you want to write that down? Do you need to write that down? Let's write it down. Go ahead. I'll give you a few minutes. So if you don't, I'm not requiring that you take notes. Okay. So if you want to write it down, but I'm going to give some people time to write it down. I'm going to hit escape so I could pause my thingy. And pause this. Move it on. Here we go. Back to my little presentation. We talked about that already. Oh, why is it? I want to go to the next page. Okay. So now I'm going to give you some examples. Okay. And then you guys are gonna try some. Okay. And so let's stop this already. Why are they all popping up all over the place? It's okay. How would I solve this one? What would I do first? Go ahead, Luna. Add 11. So this is a two-step equation, right? So in this book, since you guys are the advanced class, we do two-step equation. We do multi-step equations on the first day. So 5x, this goes away. 24 plus 11 is 24 plus 11. And then what? Now what do I do? Divide both sides by 5, okay? And I get x equals what? 7. All right? So there's example 1. You know what it means to check? You take it, if I were to check it, okay, you plug 7 back into the original equation and you make sure it works. Is 5 times 7 minus 11, does that equal to 24? And you put a little question mark. 35 minus 11 equals 24. Yes, 24 equals 24. So if they ask you to solve and check, that's what you need to do. okay? So this kind of with those rules that we talked about just a minute ago. Who can tell me what I would need to do first in this one? Go ahead, Danielle.
You would have to
Distribute. And when I distribute, right, I get 3y plus 15 equals 8y. Then what? Then what? So you want to get all the y's together, right? So I need to subtract 3y from both sides, minus 3y minus 3y. And you get 5y equals 15, right? I'm writing backwards. You could put the 5y equals 15 the other way. Now what, Ian?
I can't really see.
You can't see.
Okay. Divide by 5 on both sides.
Divide by 5 on both sides, right? And you get y equals 3. And then I might ask you to check that by plugging it back in. Okay? Let's look at this one. What can you tell me? Who can tell me over here what to do first? What should I do first? So, yeah, you can either subtract 7 from here. Let's shut the lights up. It is hard to see, isn't it? Subtract 7 from 13. Okay, that works. Minus 7, minus 7. So you get 3x equals 5x plus 13. Not plus 13. Plus what? Plus was 13 minus 7? 6. Now what? Now what do I do? Uh-oh. You can subtract 5x from both sides. Minus 5x. Minus 5x. But what happens when I subtract 3x minus 5x? You get negative 2x. That's okay. Equals 6. This goes away. Then what? Divide by negative 2. Do I have a green pen? I have a green pen. This thing has endless colors. It's very good. Divide by what? 6 divided by negative 2. X equals negative 3. There you go. Okay? One more example, then we're going to practice some on our own. Okay? Or practice some on whiteboard. Place, capture, new page. There we go. Okay, so some of you ran into problems yesterday when I was doing problems like this. What should I do first? Distribute. If you just see a negative sign in front of it, it's implied that there's a negative 1 there. Okay? So first I'm going to distribute. What's 8x? What's negative 1 times 3x? Negative 3x. What's negative 1 times negative 5? Positive 5. Okay? Equals 40. Now I'm going to combine some like terms. What's 8x and 3x? 5x plus 5 equals 40. So there's a lot of steps in this one. Now what? Subtract 5 from both sides. What color is this? Minus 5. Minus 5. I get 5x equals 35. Then divide by 5. Divide by 5. I get x equals 7. Since I did so many steps, I want to just make sure that that works, okay? I'm going to check it, okay? And so I plug in 7 everywhere I see an x. 8 times 7 minus 3 times 7 minus 5 does that equal 40? Well, that's a minus sign, right? So that's, what's 8 times 7? 8 times 7. Yeah, you're supposed to do the parentheses first, but I mean, you could do this first because I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that the next step, and it doesn't really matter in this case. So I'm going to multiply 8 times 7 minus 3 times 7 minus 5. What's 3 times 7 minus 5? 21 minus 5 is 16, right? Does that equal 40? Does 56 minus 16 equal 40? 40 equals 40. Yes, it checks. You understand? Okay. So, now, I'm going to have you guys, oh, do I have enough pens? think I might. Everyone's gonna get their own whiteboard. You're gonna do some work. Ah! I'm stuck. There we go. I'm just kidding. All right. So I got these whiteboards. I like you guys to use whiteboards because I get to see your thinking. Okay. So come up and grab a whiteboard, grab a rag, and grab a marker. There's rags in this bag. Here, sorry, Tia.
I'm animated manga.
There you go. You
I
guys.
bought some free stuff for $20.
Oh, I forgot to restart my recorder.
Of a video game first.
Oh no, we're still recording. It's on pause for station identification. If you were to do this, you combine these two, right? So you get 4x plus 5 equals 4x plus 5. You don't really get x equals 0. You can, if you want, you can subtract 5 from both sides. You can subtract 5 from both sides. You get, this goes away, this goes away. You get 4x equals 4x. You're going to divide both sides by 4, you get x equals x. This has a name. This is called an identity, okay? If it's the same on both sides, you end up with 4x equals 4x. If you end up with like 4 equals 4, or 0 equals 0, 0 equals 0, or anything like that, or 5 equals 5, it's called an identity, and it's true for any value, for any number. Okay, so I can plug anything into this equation and it'll be true. Okay, that's called the name. Just in case you run into that, which you might, and you're all real numbers. Very good, Tia. That's what she wrote. X. She wrote like this. X equals, whoops. X equals R with the little. I'm not very good at drawing that thing. Okay, it kind of looks like you have like a kind of like that, right? How do you drew yours?
I just did it like.
How do you drew? Oh, she does. She all real numbers. She goes boop. Wait, she goes like that, and then she draws an R around it, kind of like that, right? I'm not very. Whatever. Okay, but however you do that, it's okay. Okay. Moving on. I hope this one doesn't come out to be an identity. Does this come out to be an identity too? Ah. Go ahead. Try this one. See what you come up with. Okay. This one comes out a little different. Now try this one. Wait, let me make it bigger. Try this one. Where's my camera? Face capture new pic. Now this. There we go. Boom. See what you come up with that one for that one. Pause. We're gonna try this one. Right now, let me grab it and make it bigger and put it on the big screen. There we go. Okay. Give that one a shot. Okay. If you get an answer like y equals -2, so if you didn't get this, 2, let me do it really quick. 2y plus 10 plus y equals 4. 3y plus 10 equals 4. Subtract 10. 3y equals -6. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. Y equals -2. If you get an answer like that, it is called a conditional. Okay? Conditional. So that means it has one solution. Okay? One solution. Okay? If you get something like you did before. So 3 possibilities you can have. You can have one, a conditional, one solution. You can have something like 3 equals 5, which means it's a contradiction, no solution. There is going to be a question on your quiz like this. Contradiction, no solution. And then you could have 3, something like 6 equals 6, or 0 equals 0. And that means there's infinite solutions. Infinite solutions. Okay? And that's called an identity. Identity. Okay? Just so you know, if you run into this case or this case, that's what you're doing. All right? All right. So, moving on a little bit, what are we gonna do now? Do partner active, no, I made a good, no, don't do that yet, okay? We're gonna pause, we're gonna try to do